Was I hungry while writing? I mean, yeah, I'm always wanting something. So sure. I don't know how to write anything without having food be a big part of it because it's, it's what I know so well and it's sort of what narrates my whole life. And again, kind of like we were talking about with writing the sex scenes, like food just gives you so much opportunity for description. And I've always felt that way as, like a cookbook author, but now getting to write fiction, I'm like, it almost feels like I'm cheating. Cause I'm like, oh, if I just kind of describe what they're eating, I feel like I have access to describing so much of what's happening and what they're feeling. And again, like to bring all the senses to life.
Cause it's hard to be a person with a body these days when bonkers TikTok diets are all the rage. And why are the seats so damn small on the airplane? Cause it's hard to be a person with a body these days.
You're listening to Burnt Toast. I'm Virginia Soul-Smith.
And I'm Corinne Fay.
Today, Corinne and I are both here because we have one of our very favorite Burnt Toast guests back for her third visit, Julia Turshen. I think that's a record.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me come back. I'm so happy.
Julia is a New York Times bestselling cookbook author, most recently of What Goes With What, a book the Washington Post called Absolutely Genius. She also teaches cooking classes, hosts a podcast, and writes a newsletter on Substack. But today we're here to talk about her debut queer romance novel, Down to Earth.
And then stay tuned for our new bonus segment, Indulgence Gospel. This week, we will be chatting about what we're reading and why Corinne maybe secretly doesn't like romance novels, except, of course, for Julia's. Just kicking it off like that.
So, Julia, you wrote a romance. I hate them.
I feel like I accidentally just showed up to like a bro-y podcast and I'm supposed to like convince you.
Yeah.
You should be. Wrong window on my computer.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, man. Well, I'm so excited to have you back. This is very special. And it's so exciting as someone who is a fan of romance.
Oh, my God.
It's so exciting that you wrote a romance. Down to Earth is out now. So, Julia, tell us a little bit about the book and what drove you to write it.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, I'm so happy to be back and to talk to both of you specifically about this project. You asked me what inspired me to write it. Sorry, I was just so excited to be here to tell you that. So I, like Virginia, love romance, reading romance. I also just love romance as a topic, as an experience in life. I was one of those people at the very beginning of COVID, like March 2020, when none of us knew anything or how long anything would be. I thought, oh, maybe this is like a month where I'm lucky enough, privileged enough to just get to stay home. And maybe I'll try like writing romance. Like when else in my life am I going to do this? And so I like opened a Google Doc, started typing, had no idea what I was doing, wrote something not good. But I just had this kind of writing moment that felt really fun and different and, nice to just try something different. Then I pretty much like put that on the back burner for years, continued with life. And then these two amazing women I know, Claire and Erica, started 831 Stories, which is the company that's publishing my book. So they started this romance publishing company. And I just reached out to them. I knew them from kind of like past lives. And I was like, this is so cool that you guys started this. Like, I love reading romance. Like, this is just so fun. And so we got to chatting. And basically, I said, oh, I tried to like kind of write one. And they were like, well, if you ever like actually want to write one. And I was like, well, yeah, I do. Like, why not? And that's how it kind of got started. But yeah, the story itself, Down to Earth, it's a queer romance novel about a vegetable farmer named Frankie who lives in a fictional upstate New York town, gently inspired by where I live and a lot of my life here because I work part-time in a vegetable farm called Long Season Farm. But as I said in the acknowledgments, no one in the book is based on anybody at Long Season. I just want to say that up front. Anyway, there's this other woman, Paige, who moves to the town with her son. She's kind of getting out of a bad relationship. And the two meet and sparks fly in Sun Gold, New York.
Incredible. As soon as I heard that you were writing a romance, I was extremely curious. And You usually write cookbooks. I'm so curious, like, what it's like to go from writing cookbooks to writing sex scenes.
Uh-huh.
And like, how did it feel writing a sex scene, like knowing that like people
My parents
you
were
know,
going to read it?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay, so that's
like
already
friends,
happened. They've read
colleagues, parents. Yeah.
I mean, in general, writing this book has just been, the word I just keep going back to is like, it's just been so fun. And that's why I wanted to do it. I thought it would be really fun. I thought I'd learn some new things, and I got to do that. And it's just been a blast. And to get to talk about this feels like such a joy. Like, this doesn't feel like work I mean, it never feels like work to talk to you on this podcast, but I don't feel the way I felt before, like promoting a book like this. It just feels like almost kind of like a novelty. So the difference between writing a cookbook and writing romance, honestly, cookbooks are so much work. And not that writing a novel isn't a lot of work, but a cookbook has a million photographs and a million recipes that have to be written and tested. Like, there's so many moving parts, which is part of why I love making them. I love putting all the puzzle pieces together. But writing my first ever fiction, I just had so many moments where I was like, oh, I get to just make it up. And it's just words on a page. Like, there's no other parts to, like, it just feels like a joy. I also think there's a lot of parallels between cookbooks and romance, which we could get into. One of which, to answer your question about writing a sex scene, that was not something I was experienced with, writing a sex scene. But I have had now basically 2 decades worth of writing recipes, which is writing very descriptive language around senses, around like how do you know when a cake is done? By how it like looks and smells and feels when you touch it and all these things. Yeah, I feel like that was sort of good practice in a way. My vibe for writing the sex scenes was the same with everything, where I was like, just go for it, just try, just, throw all the darts at the board, see how it goes. And I thought writing sex scenes was really fun. Sending my parents the draft to read to get that out of the way was like totally nerve-wracking, but they were great. My mom was like really, really funny about it. And yeah, I saw my aunt at a family dinner, I guess maybe like a month or 2 ago, and she was like, am I going to be embarrassed reading it? I was like, no, I think I will. I think you'll be fine.
You're like, trust me, it's worse for me.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm all for it. I'm like, why not? Life's short. Put it out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the sex scenes are really joyful, and they read like they were fun to write, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm
glad
always
to hear
curious
that.
if that's just like the magic or if it's really fun.
No, I had fun writing it.
Yeah.
Grace, my spouse, keeps telling me, they're like, oh my God, it's like so vanilla. Like, this isn't like that extreme. Don't worry.
Maybe you're saving that for book 2. We don't know.
Yeah,
It could be
exactly.
kinkier.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is true. It's not like 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
Right. But, they were like new in the relationship. They've fun to explore.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I want to talk about Frankie, who's one of the main characters, who is a farmer who is fat, hot, and feels great in her body. She does talk a little bit about a journey to get to that place, but she doesn't overall seem to have a lot of self-consciousness. She doesn't fall into the tropes we so often see about fat characters in romance. Like, she doesn't need the beautiful thin woman to like help her understand she's beautiful. Like, there's none of that. And I loved that.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit
Thank you.
about Frankie and her relationship to her body and fatness.
This just feels so surreal to get to talk to the two of you about this, because this was such an important part of the book to me, and such an important part of like the character development and the ongoing conversations, I guess, I've had with both of you, kind of like in real life on text, and then just also from being, an avid listener. I feel like the both of you were like in my head when I was like writing Frankie specifically, and her relationship to her body, and Paige, the other protagonist, like Paige's interest in Frankie's body, because it felt really important to me to have someone who is, I mean, I love how you describe Frankie. That's perfect. Like, maybe we can make that a pull quote somewhere.
I'll take it.
Thank you. I wanted her to be fat and hot without any disclaimers. I didn't want it to be like Paige is attracted to her despite yada yada. It was like, no, she's attracted to her because she's hot. Like, end of story.
And Paige is not surprised at her attraction to her.
No,
she's not
no.
like,
Yeah, she just wants her. I just wanted to put that out there because I think that's a thing that happens in real life that we don't get to see all that often. So I think that's worthwhile. I think it's also something that doesn't always happen and we want to see it, both those things. I had another friend who read it and she said something that was really meaningful to me, which was she said she got the feeling from the book, the same feeling she got when watching Schitt's Creek, which, I just think is such a fun show. The feeling of, Dan Levy has talked about like building this universe where like homophobia doesn't really exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted this fictional town, Sungold, to be this hopefully realistic feeling place, but also a slightly little magical place where, there's just not like shitty stuff going on, like homophobia or fat phobia and those kinds of things. And I think all the characters in the book have very real experiences in their bodies, and it was really like a joy to get to like articulate that. Part of why I love reading romance is that it feels sort of real, but it also feels a little bit separate from real life. And that's something I love about it. Like, I love the escapism. I love the happily ever after. While there's like conflict and, will they make it kind of feeling and what's going to happen to the farm and, all that kind of stuff. I still wanted that sort of feeling to be throughout the whole book, not just at the end. I guess, honestly, it's a little bit how I feel when I write my cookbooks. Like, I want people to know they're in good hands. Like, I'll take care of you throughout this
I love that.
journey.
I love that. Yeah, there's like a cozy comfort vibe, which I think draws a lot of us to the genre. And Down to Earth is definitely a cozy comfort read with very good sex scenes.
I'm so glad. That makes me very happy.
Speaking of the cozy comfort vibe, I feel like another big part of this book, which makes sense, is food.
Mm-hmm.
You write so well about the food, and I love that food is kind of like a big part of their relationship. Were you hungry constantly writing this? And
because we were reading it.
Yes. And I would just love to hear you talk a little about like why it was important to have this hot, fat farmer character who also is like really into food and cooking.
Was I hungry while writing? I mean, I'm always wanting something. So sure. I don't know how to write anything without having food be a big part of it because it's, it's what I know so well and it's sort of what narrates my whole life. And again, kind of like we were talking about with writing the sex scenes, like food just gives you so much opportunity for description. And I've always felt that way as, like a cookbook author, but now getting to write fiction, I'm like, it almost feels like I'm cheating. Like, cause I'm like, oh, if I just kind of describe what they're eating, I feel like I have access to describing so much of what's happening and what they're feeling. And again, like to bring all the senses to life, food comes up through a lot of the scenes. And one of my favorites is when they first meet and there's the scene of like the two of them making these tomato sandwiches for Frankie's crew at the farm. Super simple, but it's like their interaction in this moment of like, Frankie kind of telling Paige what to do to slice the bread and they all sit down with everyone. And that's such a kind of like convivial community moment that is really important. In writing this story and wanting it to be propulsive in some way, to bring people along. I just feel like getting to include food throughout in these moments, I think hopefully allows the reader to feel like they're there. I think describing food, making it, eating it, thinking about it, I think it brings you just into the present moment.
Yeah, food is such a big part of like care. And so I felt like them eating and doing food stuff together was also a nice way of like fleshing out the relationship.
I totally agree with that. And I feel like food functions for both of them definitely as like care in different moments throughout the book. Yeah, for sure.
I loved the scene. Well, I don't want to give spoilers, but there's a scene of grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup. I'll just say that. Kind of sums up all those things, like the care and the connection. And and also really made me want grilled cheese and tomato soup.
It's the best. It's the best. In my, very thankfully like long career as a cookbook author, and I feel like I've spoken to you about this, I obviously like love food and I love cooking, but I've always just felt like I also don't care what we eat. Like the whole point to me is to like have this means of care, just like you said, Corinne. That's like so spot on. Whether it's caring for yourself, and we've talked extensively about cooking as an act of caretaking for oneself, like especially in like recovery, and as a means of taking care of other people. And I feel like I've done that often by like providing recipes and telling you, like, oh, you can make this for this person, or I've made it for this person in my life and this is what happened. It's been very like literal. And now to get to write fiction and just kind of weave food in and show it in those moments, in those ways I always think about it, without it being so like, I don't know, prescriptive, like, well, here's the recipe.
Although I did think at some points, well, now I want to make this thing she's describing. Like there's a description of a salad dressing. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do that. Like,
well, lucky for you, 831, I wrote down some of the recipes and I believe they're all available on the website now.
Oh my God.
so smart.
That's brilliant.
Awesome. Well, we will definitely link to that because, yeah, anyone who reads this, plus, I mean, they're just great Julia recipes, so you know you want them for sure.
It's very sweet.
I want to talk a little more about Paige, the thin protagonist, because the book alternates in perspectives between the two of them. We get the romance from both sides. I was curious that Paige also didn't have a lot of like body baggage. Like she was annoyed with her husband and his tendency towards diet culture, but she seemed pretty solid on her own. Like she was a thin woman happily eating the tomato sandwiches, not being like, oh my God, Brad. And also you touched on this a little bit, but about writing about Frankie from the perspective of a thin person.
I guess choosing to alternate perspectives was something I came to pretty early on in the process. I didn't like immediately start out that way, but pretty soon after I started writing, I was like, I think it would be more fun for me.
Which one did you start with?
I started actually from Paige's perspective.
Oh, interesting.
I think part of that was, I think I had an easier time, not I think, I know I had an easier time picturing Frankie and that character. And so I thought writing from Paige's perspective, and describing this person she's meeting, I had a better grip on describing that as opposed to from the other way around. Pretty soon into the process, I was like, no, I think it would be more interesting and fun for me to write from both their perspectives. And again, as a reader, I've read so many romance novels and I enjoy the ones where they switch perspectives.
Yeah,
I always think
same.
it's interesting. And in terms of like Paige not having too much like body baggage, I guess, it honestly wasn't something I thought much about. I mean, her kind of soon-to-be ex-husband is a bit of a character in the book who I tried not to make like a total villain, but I don't know if I succeeded.
He is who he is.
Yeah. Yeah, my experience in heterosexuality is very limited. So. But anyway, I think he's definitely got like a lot of diet culture stuff about him. And I liked getting to have Paige be someone who pushes back against that. And it's something she's conscious of in her relationship with her son. I think if it was a longer book, it's really like more a novella than like a novel. I think maybe that's something I would have like explored more. But the thing that felt body-wise most important to me was that her like attraction to Frankie doesn't come with any like postscript or anything.
I also was kind of curious about the character of Paige, and I was kind of wondering about the decision to make one of the protagonists be someone who's like newer to queer relationships, just out of / almost still in a straight relationship.
Well, at first, in my original outline, I had Paige, her experience with Frankie being like the first time she ever experienced anything like queer, because I just thought it would be like fun and like good for the plot, I guess. And then as I started writing, like again, really soon into the process, I was like, I don't want this to be like an experiment. I'm using air quotes. I think what they have is exceptional, but I don't want Frankie to be some exception or some experiment or anything like that. I liked that Paige had some experience. It had just been a long time. That felt like the right decision for me. I think the kind of newness of it, and especially her kind of getting out of the marriage she's in, which doesn't give anything away. That's like on the first page. I think just a sense of discovery and her world just opening up. I really, really admire Paige's just like agency in her own life. It's like a quality of her, of that character that I feel like really drawn to. Just, this feeling of things are kind of fine, but they're not great. And there's like a lot of spark in her life that has gone away. And so her kind of taking initiative and being like really brave and changing things up, I just think it's really cool.
Yeah. I also appreciated that, similar to the body stuff, she's not like scandalized. She's not having like a angsty moment about being with Frankie, or
Right.
is she straight? Is she queer?
Uh-huh.
Like, it's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
kind of like accepts it and goes with it.
Yeah. That felt like it came naturally because they're both women like in their 40s. I didn't give them like exact ages, but it's not the first experience for either of them. They both have a lot of like life experience. Frankie doesn't have that much relationship experience at all, but yeah, she definitely has been through a lot in her life. So I think they both come into the relationship with just kind of like a good sense of self, like each of them has that. So it's fun to write characters who are kind of discovering each other and having fun with that. And, you know, of course, like discovering things about themselves in the process, but it's not like the first time they've figured something out about themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, also just speaking for straight over 40 divorced ladies, like becoming queer is a total thing in our demographic. I know a lot of friends who've been like, oh, wait, I did men for too long and now I'm done there. So
I know from the outside, like you're happily in your relationship.
yes,
Virginia,
I'm
but
unfortunately still straight. But
I remember soon after your divorce, you were at our house. And I remember both Grace and I being like, have you considered?
you guys really, really tried.
You were like, I wish.
I've really tried to talk myself into it.
We were like, we just want you to know it's an option.
Yeah.
No
No,
pressure.
I appreciated it. It was a much needed pep talk at that point in my life. Believe me.
There's still time for things to change. It's never too late to be a late in life lesbian.
I'm not ruling it out for my future. Nothing's off the table. But I am
Corinne and I
pretty
brought
happy
you
who
here
I'm-
today to have this conversation.
We'll decide later how much of this we're keeping. But it's definitely a thing. I have several friends who, you know, because once you are a divorced over 40 lady, like all your friends are divorced over 40 ladies, there's several who have moved into queer relationships and are so much happier. And it makes total sense to me. So I read it like, of course, this is her backstory.
Yeah.
This is what Brooklyn moms are doing.
I'm happy to get as into this as you want, but like, and I'd be curious, like your feelings too, Corinne, but like I personally experience my queerness, like my queer identity, like sure, like sex and attraction is a part of it, but it's like by far from the whole picture. And I just feel honestly just like a tremendous amount of gratitude to like be a queer person just in this lifetime, at least, because I think it's allowed me to kind of encounter every decision I make, maybe not like what I'm having for dinner, but sort of like life decisions. I just feel like I'm always like pausing and being like, okay, I feel like I see a lot of people doing this, which is cool, but like, is that what I want to do? And just having that be like a consistent thing for me, like I definitely attribute a lot of that to my queerness, and it's a part of my queerness that I just love. I see that in Paige totally. I just think of it as like the queer pause and like, is this what I want? And does what I want look like something I've seen before? Or do I have to, you know, figure it out? You know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I love that. Do you think you'll write another one?
I would love to write another one. As I mentioned, I've just like loved this process. I've had so much fun. They did not ask me to say this, but I loved working with 831, and they paired me with this like incredible developmental editor who really helped me big time go from like outline to finished product. I feel like I got to basically go get like an MFA in writing romance.
Wow.
Like it was just such
Cool. So
a
cool.
supportive process, and I'll never be able to write my first romance novel ever again. I absolutely want to write another one. I've been thinking a lot about Frankie's best friend in the book, Abby.
Oh,
You love
I was
Abby,
going to say,
Corinne.
I want another book like in this universe. And I was thinking Frankie's like co-farm manager.
Mans.
Oh, Mans is cool.
I was like,
yeah.
Mans would be a good one.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like you could really do a lot in this Sun Gold universe.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I felt like we were
Yeah.
establishing a series.
Yeah. Sungold is its own kind of character in the book.
And then like two farm workers who are moving away
who just-
together.
Great.
There's a
Oh,
lot.
I need to get a pen.
Yeah.
These are good ideas.
Corinne has built out the entire like 6-book arc now.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm ready.
I basically feel like just, where I am personally in my life, work life, like I right now I write my newsletter, I work part-time at the vegetable farm, and I wrote a romance novel this year. So I feel like I'd be happy to keep doing that for a while. Like newsletter, part-time at the farm, write a romance novel. Like sounds good to me.
Sounds dreamy. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely want to do it again. And yes, I want to write everything Corinne just said. And again, because I'm an avid romance reader, I love books where it's like not necessarily like a series, like you don't have to read them like in order, but there's just a familiarity between the characters and they sort of take place in
the
same
cameos of the previous couple showing
like
up.
Jasmine Guillory's books do that a lot. You don't have to read all of them and they can stand on their own. But if you do read all of them, it's like you're in this universe. And I like that.
Yeah. It's so satisfying to go down those rabbit holes. Like when I did all the Heated Rivalry books, like all at once. Yeah, it's great. All right, well, let's wrap up with some butter. Julia, what do you have for us?
Okay, I came prepared with 2 butters. I
Amazing.
hope that's okay. So one is just very logistical, and I feel like this is the place to share this, which is, and I'm not sure if either of you have written about this in terms of like fashion, but I basically live in bike shorts and a t-shirt for all my various activities. And I've been noticing, because I've gotten really into playing tennis in the last like 2 years, because I played when I was a little kid, then I didn't for decades, and I'm like in a big like reclaiming childhood kind of thing. Anyway, my bike shorts in general are great and I have no issues. But when I'm playing tennis, I find that I keep hiking them up, like they keep kind of rolling down. And it's not the size, and I've tried every bike short, whatever. And then I was like, I think the way I'm moving in tennis is very different than the way I move in other activities. This is a lot of preamble, basically, to tell you that I bought pregnancy bike shorts, even though I am not, nor have ever been pregnant. And I was like, oh, they're built for a belly. This is so obvious. But I was like, oh, there's like a bigger panel in front that like kind of, I can like hike it all the way up.
Yeah, it can go up over and then just like tuck under your
And
boobs.
it stays there like in a way my regular ones don't. So I've been showing up for my USTA 2.5 level, which is the entry level matches in my pregnancy shorts. And I'm just so much more comfortable when I'm playing. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you like have a belly and you want to have fabric over it,
That's
that exists.
awesome.
Yeah.
This is reminding me how sad I was to be done with maternity jeans.
Yeah, you don't have to be
Maybe I
done with
need
them.
to revisit maternity jeans for jeans.
Yeah.
What if that is the solution?
Yeah, I feel like there's like other pants and shorts, it's like they're not like the way they work with like the waistband and your or my belly. I don't know about other people's. Like it's often like a place where I'm just like, this isn't right. Yeah.
It's not working.
So that's one. The other is I've been taking a intro to sewing class with my mom.
Oh, cool.
And I feel like within this butter, there's a few butters. One is like learning to sew. And I know like Corinne, you've shared like, you know, make your own underwear patterns and stuff, and like sewing as a way to kind of, I don't know, a bit of like claim things for yourself and everything. I'm finding it a really fun thing to do. And the classes are like 3 hours and they're at night, which I have trouble sitting still for like one TV show, and I'm not a night person. And I am just like, I love it. I'm like so into it. So I think finding a sewing class near you, highly recommend. I just love learning new things in general and like doing things with my hands. But then the other part of the butter within the butter is doing an activity, like signing up for a class with, whether for me it's my mom, but you know, whether it's like a parent or a friend or just someone you kind of want to spend more time with. And it's nice because it's basically really far from my mom. So she comes, they're on Wednesday night. So she comes over and we go together, and then she stays at my house and goes home Thursday morning. So we're having this like once a week sleepover in this class and having this like fun intergenerational time, and like seeing my mom. The class is really small. There's like 5 of us, and like watching my mom learn something new has been just a delight, and watching her interact with like the other people in the class is just, it's really sweet. So I just feel like, yeah, if there's a family member, a friend, whatever that you want to spend more time with, and like a slightly different time, like not just, I don't know, going out to a meal and just staring at each other.
I love that. Yeah. Something you can be learning together.
Yeah. It's just been great. And I'm like finding myself wishing like, yeah, it was longer.
Oh, so good.
Yeah. So those are my butters, my pregnancy shorts, and my sewing class.
Those are awesome.
I knew you'd have good ones. You always do. Corinne, what do you have?
I want to recommend the pair of pants I'm wearing right now, which they're from Big Bud Press. And they have elastic and drawstring, which I like. And they're called drop pocket cargo pants. I have them in denim, and they're very loose. And I'm really liking a loose pants.
I love a loose pant.
Loose pants are great. All right, well, my better, which I feel like Julia especially is going to feel. I'm guessing Julia is going to share this. Or if she's not, this is going to be your new hobby.
Okay.
I'm getting really into power washing, you guys.
Oh, yeah. Of course I'm into yeah. Oh my God. It's so satisfying.
It's so satisfying. So I've been having a fairly stressful month. And I said to her like a week or two ago, I was like, I'm over-functioning and I'm trying to get everything done and I just want to power wash my steps. And Corinne, being a good friend, was like, you don't need to.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your steps can stay dirty. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right. And I did like take it off my to-do list in a hectic week. But then Jack did get a new power washer. Our power washer was broken. Long, boring backstory. And he was like, well, babe, I got the power washer. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is what I'm doing on Saturday.
There's such a satisfying like before and after.
Oh, man. Yeah. I had this front doormat that was like, it used to be blue and white stripes, and it was like dark green and brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I brought it back. I'll put some pictures in the show notes.
It's just like a small win.
Yeah. And so I realized for those of us who tend towards the perfectionist, you need to like just give yourself like one or two things to power wash because you will quickly think you need to power wash your entire house from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a hard one. Everything needs to be power washed.
Yes.
But if you want just to feel a small sense of control in a universe of chaos, like power wash one doormat.
Absolutely. I feel like it's like the same thing like when you paint like a wall in your house or a room and then all of a sudden you like every other wall, you're like,
looks
oh my
terrible.
God.
Yeah.
No, power washing is so satisfying. And actually, I bought one a few years ago to clean off, like, we have a little bit of like outdoor furniture and our like grill.
It's great for outdoor furniture. I did all my outdoor furniture.
Yeah. But now Grace uses it all the time to wash the great number of bird baths we have.
Oh.
And it's so good for that.
I
That's
didn't
funny.
think of
And because
that.
you're just using water, like you're not, putting
Yeah.
bleach or anything, which, whatever, I don't care about.
Oh, I'm going to wash.
But
I'm
like
gonna
for
power
birds and
wash my
stuff.
bird
Yeah.
bath.
You're giving her ideas.
And it's just amazing to me what can happen with just like a little bit of water. The other thing you can do is scroll through videos on like social media or YouTube of power washing.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen the
Oh my gosh.
videos. Yeah.
I have a group chat that a couple of us have been in our power washing era this spring, and we have a joke that we should start an OnlyFans that's like hot moms who power wash.
Oh my God.
And like, I'm not on OnlyFans, but I'm just saying, like, if Bertos needs extra revenue, like, don't be shocked. But like, we won't be naked. We'll just be power
It's really funny.
Oh my God. You know what? I would sign up.
I mean, it's really good.
So
It's really
funny.
satisfying to watch.
I love that butter. Right
Yeah.
up my alley. Yeah.
Corinne, have you ever power washed? Are we converting you to power washing?
No, I mean, I'm interested. I don't feel like I necessarily have anything that needs to be power washed.
Well, that's what you say now. Jack
don't
power
know.
washed his truck. I guess you can do it with cars
Oh.
if you care about how clean your car is. I don't.
Yeah. But I think you have to be careful about
Denting.
like, the setting. Because
Okay.
mine is like the cheapest, like smallest one because we don't use it for, we're using it for like bird baths and like a few deck chairs. But some of the like more industrial ones are like,
Yes, because Jack is a handyman, so he bought it for
Yeah.
professional reasons, but I'm allowed to use it at home. And he was like, "You don't need this setting. This is the like strip paint setting." And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Don't give me that nozzle."
for the power washing curious, if I may offer another butter, one thing that I highly recommend that I feel like people don't always know is an option is that you can rent tools like
Yes.
from a lot of like local hardware stores do that, or there's actually like a tool rental place near my house, and then like the big box stores do that. Even some like libraries have.
I was going to say,
Oh,
our
yeah.
town
Yeah.
library, a lot of my friends have been checking. He didn't need one for professional reasons.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just going to check it out of the library.
Yeah, which I just think libraries are just the fucking best, and
Yeah.
like
No, they friends were all like lined up on a wait list
Yeah.
to get the town power washer.
Yeah.
I love this.
it's just great because it's like, if you're not sure if you want one, also if it's something you're using like once or twice a year, like go in on one with neighbors or go
Yeah.
to the library.
Don't rush right out and buy one. I will link to the one I have because people are going to want to know. And we can link to Julia's as well. But you don't need to rush right out and buy one. Check one out from your library or rent it and see what you think. And then, be prepared to be in your power washing era. All right. Well, this was a delight, as I knew it would be, to talk about writing sex scenes and power washing and sewing classes. Like, we really covered the gamut. I feel very proud of us. Everybody needs to go read Down to Earth, Julia's new novel. And Julia, tell us how else we can find your work, how we can support you, all the things.
Everything about me and my work and all that is just at juliaturton.com. Links to all my books, I teach classes. I'm on a break from them over the summer, but there's like a video library. You can find my newsletter there. I'm on Substack. Yeah, all of that is there. And Down to Earth is available wherever books are sold. If you want a signed one, my local bookstore is Oblong Books in Rhinebeck. So that's linked on my website too. But if you want a signed copy or like personalized, I love doing those. So you can order through Oblong and they're great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. This was delightful.
Thank you for having me. I could talk to both of you all day about all the various outdoor tools and just everything. I just got like so excited. I'll send you a link to my pressure washer so you know which one I have.
Thank you so much. I really do need that.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, next up we have Indulgence Gospel, our new bonus segment for paid subscribers. Today we are going to catch up on what we've been reading and also get into why Corinne actually doesn't like romance novels. Freelists, you won't want to miss this. Click the link in your episode description or go to burnttoastpodcast.com to join us. Thanks so much for listening to Burnt Toast. Paid subscribers can join us in the comment section on Patreon. Tell us where you land on the great romance debate. And we'd love to know what you do while you listen to Burnt Toast. Are you driving, cooking dinner, hiding from your kids? We would love to hear, and we'll share some of the fun ones here.
If you'd like to support the show, make sure you are following us in your podcast player. We're on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube now, as well as most any other podcast player. If you're already in Apple or Spotify, please leave us a rating or review. Just scroll down wherever you're listening, tap the stars, 5 of them, please, and write a little note about why you love Burnt Toast. That really helps us grow and helps new listeners find conversations like these.
The Burnt Toast podcast is hosted by Virginia Soul-Smith and Corinne Fay. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at @the_Soulsmith. You can follow Corinne on Instagram and TikTok at SelfieFay and on Patreon at Big Undies.
This podcast is produced by Kim Baldwin. You can follow Kim at The Blonde Mule on all platforms and subscribe to her newsletter at theblondemule.com. The Burnt Toast logo is by Deanna Lowe. Our theme music is by Faraday.
Our video editor is Elizabeth Ayiku, who also runs the Me Little Me Foundation, a virtual food pantry supporting multiply marginalized folks recovering from eating disorders. Learn more and donate at melittlemefoundation.org. And Tommy Heron is our audio engineer. Thanks for listening and supporting anti-diet, body liberation journalism.